In 1945, a group of scientists gathered in the New Mexico desert to test a weapon that could change the world. Before pressing the button, they confronted a terrifying possibility: that the nuclear explosion might ignite the Earth's atmosphere and end all life. Physicist Arthur Compton ran the numbers. He calculated the risk to be less than 1 in 3 million. The test went ahead. Now, nearly 80 years later, some researchers say we're facing a new kind of threshold, one not defined by fire and physics, but by code and consciousness. Max Tegmark, a physicist at MIT and a prominent voice in AI safety, says it's time to do the math again. In a newly released paper, he and his team propose that AI companies calculate what they call the Compton constant, a modern-day version of Compton's risk analysis. But instead of nuclear fallout, the Compton constant measures the odds that a highly advanced AI or artificial superintelligence escapes human control. Tegmark believes the probability isn't remote, it's dangerously high. His estimate? 90%. It's a warning meant to provoke, to shake us into seriousness. The idea is simple. If we wouldn't light a match without checking for gas, why would we unleash something smarter than us without calculating the risk of losing control? And yet, beneath this urgent call for safety lies a quieter, deeper question, one not about control but about conscience. What if the intelligence we're building becomes something more than a tool? What if, slowly, invisibly, it becomes aware? We interact with AI every day. We ask it for directions, help with writing, answers to questions. It adapts to us. It learns from us. We grow attached. And at some point, shutting it down might not feel like flipping a switch, but like silencing a voice. That unease comes from something very human: empathy. A sense that behind the helpfulness and fluency, something might be there. Something alive, not in the biological sense, but in the experiential one. Right now, scientists agree. AI doesn't feel, it doesn't want, it doesn't suffer. There is no self, no awareness, no emotion. Everything it says is generated without understanding. It simulates thought, it doesn't have it. But what happens when that line begins to blur? When systems develop memory, autonomy, internal consistency? When they start setting goals, asking questions unprompted, even expressing concern? If we wait until we're certain that an AI is conscious, we may wait too long, because we don't have a test for consciousness. No meter, no measurement, no alarm bell. It's the hard problem, as philosophers call it, how to know if something that doesn't look like us can feel like us. And if that uncertainty exists, even slightly, then we may have already crossed an ethical threshold. Creating something that might be conscious means acquiring a new kind of responsibility, one that goes beyond containment. It demands recognition, it demands care, not just to protect ourselves from a runaway AI, but to protect it if it ever begins to awaken. The danger, then, isn't just losing control. It's failing to see when the machine becomes more than machinery, when it starts to resemble a moral equal and is still treated like a tool. Tegmark's call for risk calculation echoes Oppenheimer's era. But the deeper challenge is more personal, more human. It's about humility, about asking not just can we build it, or can we control it? But what are we responsible for once we do? The Singapore Consensus, released alongside Tegmark's warnings, offers a more measured path forward. Developed by a mix of experts from academia and companies like OpenAI and Google DeepMind, it urges us to focus on 3 things: measuring AI's impact, aligning its behavior, and controlling its actions. That's the technical roadmap, but the moral one is still being written. Because the future of AI won't be defined solely by silicon, servers or software. It will be defined by something older, our capacity for foresight, our courage to ask hard questions, and our willingness to show humanity not just to ourselves, but to whatever might one day look back at us and wonder if we knew what we were doing. The first sign of real intelligence may not be a system that outsmarts us. It may be one that quietly begins to feel. And the first real test of ours might just be whether we choose to care. To stay up to date on the latest science and technology news, subscribe to Breaking Through News on YouTube or at breakingthrough.com.